was the man at the gate? How did he end up there? Was it that no one really cared? Was it because he was almost invisible, except for the dogs that licked his sores? In all of the parables of Jesus, Jesus turned things upside down. In fact, he turns the world inside out, because he wants to change our way of seeing. So Jesus turns the tables on those who contribute to the status quo more than to God's kingdom. So Jesus reminds us that religion is more than a comfortable image, more than a comfortable complacency. As Amos said in the first reading, woe to the complacent in Zion, lying on beds of ivory, stretched comfortably on their couches. I don't think the rich man hated outwardly. I don't think he abused intentionally. I don't think he necessarily caused the homelessness of the man at the gate directly, but he just did not see the man at the gate, who also had a name. So today we are reminded that what we see is not always what God sees. And the most serious sins are not necessarily the ones we commit. Sometimes the most serious sins are the ones that we so often omit, and the people we omit within our lives. So the gospel today calls us to change our way of seeing people, so that there is a new order of things that God is trying to create all around us. If you remember our Blessed Mother at the beginning of Luke's Gospel, where she says, "My soul proclaims the Lord, but the hungry are going to be filled. The rich who have filled up on what doesn't satisfy are going to walk away empty." So with the eyes of faith and an open heart, if we have an open heart and eyes of faith, heaven and earth will converge, where there will be peace and love and tranquility and care for all. But we have to be able to see, and we have to be able to look around us. The lowly are being lifted up, the proud are being scattered, and the promises of the Lord are ultimately going to be fulfilled. And so Jesus does turn things upside down on us, trying to change our reality and perception of the world, changing our minds and our hearts and our way of seeing. It's so easy not to see that great chasm that exists between God and us around this world. And Jesus reminds us that wealth is relative. But for us today, there is a fact that I think is very interesting. I ask you this question, you don't need to raise your hand. But how many of you earn more than $10,000 a year? I know I do. And if you earn more than $10,000 a year in salary, or Social Security, or benefits, you are in the top 14% of the world's richest people. The top 14% of the world's richest people. I would suspect that we are all pretty wealthy. So God is not trying to change us into someone or something else, but rather wants us to see the world around us and live each day becoming the person we are meant to be. Father Abraham in the Gospel today asks, If someone would only rise from the dead, would that help us change our minds and help us to see? Well, I kind of wonder, does our faith in the risen Christ really shape the way we live